Deep down, I knew. I can't save Mayuri. Even if Moeka's group doesn't kill her, someone or something else will. The world itself wants her dead. That is the choice of STEINS Gate. STEINS Gate? There's no such thing. Those words have no meaning. It's just some nonsense I made up to sound cool. Yeah, I know, but it's probably meaning something now. STEINS Gate doesn't exist, but fate does. Fate, God, the will of the universe, an absolute force that no one can resist. It exists, and it has sentenced Mayuri to death. I wake up in the back of the station wagon. The windows are coated with black film, so I can't tell where we are. I feel a throbbing pain in the back of my head. My hands are tied behind me. What time is it? How long have I been unconscious? There's a man with me inside the car. I recognize him from a previous time leap. He's the one who stabbed Mayuri in the taxi. The man seems to notice I've woken up, but he doesn't speak. He just waves his gun menacingly, as if to say that there's no hope of escape. The dashboard clock reads 7:30. I look out the window again. Through the film I manage to make out a street sign. We're close to the lab. Has the attack already happened? Before I left, I told everyone, including Mayuri, to run. If she did as I said, she won't die by their hands. But that doesn't mean she's safe. If I don't do something, Moeka's going to take the time leap machine away. What will happen then? But she didn't take it away the last time. The last times, actually. CERN can have the machine if it will save Mayuri. The problem is that it won't, not when the world itself is determined to kill her. As long as the time leap machine remains in my hands, I can keep trying to fix things. I'll leap again and again until I find a way to save her. But if I lose the machine, the future is decided. A future without Mayuri. I have to get to it before they do, even if that means I might get shot. As long as I survive to reach the time leap machine, everything will be alright. My bound hands limit me to headbutt and kick, but I somehow manage to knock down the man guarding me and escape. They didn't bound my feet? My chest and neck are covered with blood. I must have been shot during the struggle, but thanks to the adrenaline pumping through my body, I barely feel any pain. I can still move, that's all that matters. I run up the stairs with my hands still tied. I can only pray that I'll be able to operate the time leap machine quickly enough. Mayuri, Kurisu and Daru are in the lab. So are Moeka and her men. When I open the door and burst in, everyone looks at me in surprise. Oh, where am I? Okarin! What the hell are we going to do now? When she sees my tattered body, Mayuri runs up to me with tears in her eyes. Wait! I try to stop her. Oh no. In the corner of my eye, I see Moeka take aim at Mayuri. I try to put myself between them. I try to cover Mayuri with my body. But a man grabs me from behind and pulls me back. Maybe that is a good idea if you think about it. Not because I want Mayuri to die. But the thing here is that if we die, we can't use the machine. We can't go back. I watch helpless as Mayuri's tiny body drops to the floor. And then Daru is going to be all freaked out, which is kind of understandable. Her eyes, wide and wet with tears, seems to stare into mine. But I can see that they have already lost their light. She's gone. Again. What happens next is the same as before. Susua defeats the Rounders and Kurisu helps me time leap. flood of sound beats on my eardrums. When it subsides, I find myself again in the lab. It's just before 5. I have 2.5 hours before my Yuri dies. I find myself staring at the time leap machine. This thing is the reason for Moeka's attack. If only we had never built the phone wave. If only we had never sent those emails. Perhaps the future might be different, instead of the nightmare it promises now. Would anything change if I broke it? I smashed it to pieces right here? In a rush of delirium, I grab a chair and lift it high over my head. Just as I'm about to bring it crashing down on this infernal machine, a voice cries out, "Stop, Okabe! What are you doing?" Yeah, it's a stupid idea to do that. They're still going to come here and kill Mayushi for some reason. Kurisu grabs my arm and pulls me back. Are you trying to break the machine? We should go back to a little bit further when we said that we're going to go public with it. Didn't we say it yesterday and not today? So maybe we should go back to that time and never say it. Like, well, you know what? We shouldn't say anything right now. Because I know that we're going to go public with it. And the only ones that knows it is her, Mayushi, Daru. Did Part-Time Warrior know about it? Maybe Makise also. Maybe that's how she... well... You don't have to break it, Okabe. We already decided not to experiment, remember? Anyway, put the chair down. I lowered the chair slowly. Not because Kurisu told me to, but because I realized what would happen if I really did break the machine. It caused, or will cause, Mayuri's death, but at the same time, it is also my only chance of averting that future. If I lose it, I'll lose my only hope of saving her. The fear of that outcome stayed my hand. You look pale. What's wrong? Are you listening? I can't deal with this. Not now. Wait! I flee from the lab. I don't have a particular destination in mind. People look at me strangely as I shuffle down the street. I imagine I must look like I crawled up from the grave. Soon I get fed up with the crowd around the station and escape to the pedestrian overpass. I get about halfway across the bridge and squat down on the concrete. The giant screen on the UPX building is advertising some gothic punk band. The ticker at the bottom displays today's weather forecast along with the date and time. I realized that today is Friday the 13th. Is there no way to get through today without Mayuri dying? It's already 5:30, 2 hours until the attack. The lights around Akihabara station turn on one by one as the sun sets. The Moe might be gone from Akiba, but the area around the station is still as posh as ever.